Hi everyone. Um, so yesterday I said that I would talk about Arrow, the TV show, um, because I watched a little, like a mini marathon of like 9 episodes of it yesterday, and I know that a lot of people are like hella obsessed with it, and honestly, I think that the only reason for that is because of the hot guy, and that's about it. Like, it doesn't seem to me to be all that great in terms of like story. I mean, it's the Green Arrow version of like that TV show Revenge. Where it's like, yeah, let's get back at all of those rich people, and it seems to like. I think the reason it's that like that aspect of it is so popular at the moment is because of like a lot of um a lot of people like associating with hating the rich, um, like a kind of counter bourgeoisie attitude towards things. Um, but it's so very false and vain because they are like Arrow is a rich person, like you know, um, and so it's kind of like self-loathing and like emo, and it's just kind of annoying because it's like if it was like actually like Robin Hood and it was actually a poor person who was bringing down the rich, or if it was like a rich person who was like actually trying to you know do good as opposed to just kind of like getting back at some people because his daddy died in a boat crash. Like there isn't really a good justification, and that really annoys me because Green Arrow is actually a really good DC character, and um, they're just completely ignoring it and being like, oh, he's just a rich person who like wants to fuck shit up. It's just like, well, yes, he was a rich person. He was kind of in the same boat as like Bruce Wayne, but not. He didn't turn out to be like massively a twat. He was always much nicer than Bruce Wayne was. Batman, is very cold and dark and doesn't have any friends, and Green Arrow is kind of friendly and open and makes hilarious jokes about himself and uses novelty arrows that have like sucker punch, punching gloves at the end. They're missing a lot of. I feel like they've in trying to make Arrow kind of darker and more realistic, they've lost the aspect of including any humor at all. Um, and yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, it's always nice to have hot guys on TV, but like, it would also be nice to have a bit more of a substantial story. And it feels like it's kind of following the same line of thought um, as Supernatural, as Smallville, where Supernatural eventually got to have a bit of a plot, but it's still not really that interesting in terms of um, important important things. It's kind of more just about. But that's the other thing. The sister. So there's Arrow and his sister. Those two actors have like as actors they have romantic chemistry instead of sibling chemistry. That's really distracting because every line that they deliver, I think it's because the actors they're very sexy style actors. They're both trying to like play up the sex appeal of their characters. So when it comes to delivering lines that aren't meant to be sexy, it's kind of falling flat and becoming just like so like they'll be talking to each other and they'll say something and he'll be like, I don't want you to go out and be hurt. And she'll be something like, you're not the boss of me. And it's like, oh, calm down on the sex appeal because it's coming across as really incestuous as opposed to being like caring, and like sibling and um, that sort of thing. And what's the word I'm looking for? Platonic and like it's more than just like friendship and all of that. And that's really creepy. I know a lot of people really love like the Winchester incest story from Supernatural. They think that that's totally hot, but we don't need more than one show with that. And oh, but it's totally different because they'll be a heterosexual incestuous couple. No, like still no. Incest is still really weird and quite, very much so frowned upon, and it's just kind of, yeah. It bores me when a TV show doesn't really have anything new to bring. And also the fact that it is, considering Smallville, which is another DC Universe superhero, I mean, I don't know what DC is doing with Warner Brothers at the moment, because they're retconning every damn thing that they have. I mean, Nolan's trilogy is going to be, they're going to have to get a new Batman, which I've heard is going to be played by Robin, so they're actually going to be using Nightwing or Red Hood or one of those people. And then after that, they've got this new Superman who is the Man of Steel is mysteriously attached to the previous Superman movies, which were so horrendously bad that people just pretended they didn't exist. And then there's Smallville and Arrow, and Smallville has Superman, so like, why not have the Smallville Superman go and be the Superman, and then have Arrow, so there's like Smallville Arrow, so there's Smallville Green Arrow, and he could have been Arrow from the new show, and that would have built the universe that would be comparable to what Marvel's done now with the Avengers universe. And I think that's really, it's going to be a huge problem for DC now that they've got 5 or 6 alternate universes of the same 4 characters. They did try to bring back a Wonder Woman for a little while. I think it had maybe 1 episode, maybe 2. It did not go well. And then they're going to bring Wonder Woman back for the collaboration, the Justice League movie, which will be released probably 2016. It just seems all foolish. Focus on, like, do what Marvel did, have, ignoring the Hulk movies, have 3 franchises that, are really well put together in terms of storyline, and then you can introduce other characters. You can introduce, Black Widow. So just to have the Batman series, use Nolan's one. He is an executive producer on Man of Steel, and will probably be a producer on Justice League. Bring in Wonder Woman because she's core. She's so core to Justice League, and do her well. Don't just make her sassy, because that's really annoying. Bring in Superman. A lot of people like Superman, I guess. I don't. I think he's really boring. So that's not. So this is all about Arrow, what I was meant to be talking about. I just think that they're spreading themselves really thin, and it's not going to translate well. I mean, it's kind of just like redoing again what they did back in late 90s, early 2000s. There's no easy way to put this. My camera's battery died while I was in the middle of that rant, because I didn't realize how carried away I got. So thank you if you've put up with this 8 minutes 30 seconds so far. I'm really sorry for it dragging out this long. I'll keep this short. I will probably rant a bit more tomorrow. Maybe not, I don't know. This is all just kind of stream of consciousness stuff. Thanks for your patience. Bye!